Howdy, it's Kevin with Earth 2 Mastery, one of your top 32 favorite Earth 2 YouTubers. And tonight, we try to take over the world. So grab your whisk because you just can't beat this announcement. We've got some updates from Earth 2 and a treasure hunt. Okay, guys. So very cool stuff happening. We got a little bit of a teaser from Shane on Twitter about an Easter egg hunt, but now we've got an official announcement that goes into a little bit more detail. Let's go over it. Things are progressing, things are happening. We've actually got some gameplay on the way. All right, guys. Thomas comes on to Facebook's Earth 2 official community and says, "Dear Earth 2 users, we hope all is well. We're catching up while moving forward and transitioning to internal processes that will help us operate better as a global company long term." That's what we need. We want the stability that comes with a long-term company. We don't need a fly-by-night operation. We need something that's going to last, something that's going to grow into what we all want. While this takes time, we are also fully committed to making progress on the product and vision of Earth 2. I hope it's still Ready Player One. That's what I want. They're talking about Easter eggs. That's kind of like Ready Player One-ish. So at least they're moving in that direction. Essence production has been working steadily in test environments and is almost ready to be released, but it will go live at the same time as the ability to set a unique EPL, or Earth 2 property location, for your property or properties. Frequent releases of Phase 2 features will then follow when ready. Ooh, okay, so it seems like they've got a whole bunch of stuff in the pipe for us. And as it comes out, it just comes out quicker and quicker. They say that their announcements are going to be further apart, but their releases are going to be close together. Okay, let's go into account reviews. There has been extensive focus on custom scripts that make it easier for us to detect abuse accounts and accounts that interacted with those abuse accounts. This in turn will help us to speed up withdrawals for most of our users who are doing the right thing and who have not interacted with suspect accounts. We do not want these types of users on Earth 2, and we are prepared to take necessary action to deter and eliminate such players early on. None of us want anybody that's abusing the other players, even if it means losing a little time. Yep, it's more important. If we lose a little bit of time, it's more important to keep people from losing their accounts. That's what I think. Our message to those users is that you will not benefit from such actions on Earth 2, as all activity is reviewed, including other accounts you have transacted with. So you are simply wasting your time, and not to mention everyone else's. Okay, so that's important for scammers to know. Even if you get what looks to be some early gains by going and scamming other players, it will not come to fruition. You will not be able to withdraw it. That's why these withdrawals are taking so long, because of all these checks and balances. And so the scammers won't make out on the deal. They're just depositing money and scamming other players for no reason. So you guys chill. All right, bots. Purchases on Earth 2 are to be made manually by a person, not bots. If you are using a bot to automatically purchase tiles on Earth 2, we suggest you stop now. We are working on solutions to prevent purchases being made by bots, and validation on purchases will soon be required. Okay, so they don't want people that are just out there sniping with bots. It says purchases are to be made manually. Now, I'm not technically inclined when it comes to some of this stuff. I actually think that even though some of these external websites have better filters for the marketplace, if they can stop them from scraping the site, they probably should. All purchases should be made on earth2.io. And anybody that's getting an unfair advantage through some subscription service outside of Earth 2 is potentially keeping somebody who's just staying within the site from getting as good of a deal as they could. So I'm torn, because on one hand, I'm happy that those people are able to find good deals, and I think that these services surrounding Earth 2 are a good idea. But at the same time, I feel like it might be shorting someone who spends all their time on Earth 2 instead of, looking for external sites. So I don't know. I'm torn on the situation. Okay, credit card withdrawal. We're extremely excited to announce our initial approval for direct withdrawals back to credit cards. Though Earth 2 accounts making withdrawal requests will still need time to be reviewed to keep those scammers from getting paid. That's why. It is nonetheless wonderful news, as the request will be streamlined, not via email, and the final payout will take minutes without the need of us validating your banking details in full, which takes a lot of time at present, and waiting for bank transfers to complete. That took a few days after I got notice that I got paid. I am going to do a video soon where I've been collecting confirmations of withdrawals. I'm just going to do a video out there for people that are looking as to whether or not it's capable of withdrawing, and show them that it is. Okay, we realize withdrawals are a bottleneck for us at present. We have been working hard to improve options to our users in this area. I'm sure there's been a lot going on behind the scenes. That's where a lot of the time has been drained as of late. Okay, but I also don't know. Maybe somebody can explain it to me in the comments. I don't know how you can withdraw via a credit card. Like, let's say you didn't purchase your tiles with a credit card, or you purchased the tiles with less money than you're getting back on the credit card. How does it work when you get a deposit on the credit card? I don't think I've had that before. Minimum bid. A number of days ago, we rolled out an update that forces minimum bids to be at least 30% of the previous price paid for that property in order to reduce the number of users sending lowball offers in the hope that the recipient would accidentally accept. For now, this has been applied to every account. However, next week, we will add the options for users to toggle that feature on and off. Okay, so my land giveaways might be able to come back because I do like to give away a tile a day. I think it helps interaction on the channel and gives a reward to the people that are here all the time and making comments. But comments do help the algorithm, so say howdy down below. Howdy, howdy. Selling properties. Another update rolled out recently, which reaffirms the price of a property after the user sets a price and lists on the marketplace. This update shows a final reminder to the user on how much they paid for the property and how much they're planning to sell it for to avoid users accidentally setting the wrong sale price. Okay, this is important. You saw the other day I posted some posts from somebody who was on Facebook upset because they were trying to sell a property for $5,500 but accidentally sold it for $500. And with the 10-minute delay between editing the properties and the people using bots as snipers, there's no way. As soon as it's listed, it's gone. There's no way of getting it back. So all of these checks and balances that they're trying to put in place are to protect the user. They're saying you can't bid 30%. You can't bid less than 30% of the previous price paid. That helps people from getting their properties stolen by scammers. You can't be using bots to purchase the properties. That's going to help people keep from losing their properties immediately. And then when they're selling properties, they get a confirmation as to how much they're selling it for. So that's going to help people as well. Let's go on to bids. Okay, an update to the bid received display was also rolled out to make bids details easier to read on the property page. On our Earth 2 ad form is back online. We received so many inquiries in such a short period of time, our Typeform account exceeded its 10,000 limit and closed. It is open again now, and we are really excited with the interest so far and pushing forward. Okay, so what they did on the bid display thing was that they swapped it around. And instead of saying a bid was received from such and such, they switched it around. You could go in there and look at it yourself. It basically makes it less likely that the old way of scamming could confuse somebody. So they switched the name of the person and the amount bid around. As far as the ads and promotions are concerned, I know that this makes it sound like they've had over 10,000 people interested in running advertisements. I feel like the reality is that they've had over 10,000 Earth 2 users filling out the form with random junk just to see how the form works and to see how the process works. So I really don't think that they've had 10,000 interested parties in advertising. The people who are interested in the advertising form are us, the users there on Earth 2. So it makes it seem like they've had a ton of advertising interest, and I'm sure they will long term, but I just don't think they have yet, especially because it's not even really clear how the ads would be displayed. Okay, tile system. We have spent a lot of time on the tile system over the last few weeks, and we found a structure that will allow us to both continue to support the high value of the class tiles and to provide permanently affordable tiles in the future. The base class tiles will then not have all the advantages of the high classes, but players will be able to adapt their functionality very precisely to their own needs. Ooh, okay, so maybe these new tiles that are going to be a lower price, the people can use, can build on them, can play on them, but maybe they don't produce resources or something like that. It is a rather extensive system that cannot be implemented overnight, and it still needs some attention to design, detail, and preliminary work. But the question of whether high-class tiles will have advantages later on during phase 2 and 3 can now be answered with a clear yes. The costs for these tiles will be justified and lit. Okay, so I think what this is saying to us, especially with that little bit there at the end, it'll be lit, is saying that because there's going to be low class tiles or no class tiles that are for sale long term, people are going to be able to purchase those, and that's going to extend the benefits of the land income tax for those of us who bought tiles early. So class 1 and class 2 tiles, they've been him-hawing around about it. There was some things that said that the only difference was the lit, and lit wasn't a long-term plan. Looks to me like they're making it a long-term plan now. So everything that we've said about the class tiles and the benefits long-term is null and void now, because it looks like they're going to be selling these other tiles that are cheaper, which is going to mean a lot of interaction from millions of players down the road. And that means that we're going to get a lot of land income tax on those class 1 and class 2 tiles. So, load up on them while you can. They're not going to last long. All right, and here's what we're really excited about. There's a hunt. It's coming, an Easter egg hunt, and it will be in March. One goal of ours has always been for Earth 2 to become a place where opportunities may come from effort, and in this hunt, a way is the beginning of such ideology. The hunt has not started yet, and there will be ample warning before it starts. Okay, so everybody out there trying to find those Easter eggs right now, can't find them now. It hasn't started yet, and they're going to give us warning before it does. It will also be fair and will include rules. Okay, so that, because people immediately will build bots and scrapers and everything so they can go in there and find them. I'm sure those rules will preclude it. This is the introduction of the Easter egg concept to Earth 2, but it does not mean Easter eggs will always been used in this way. And yes, there may be more to it than what you see. More details to follow. Okay, here's our eggs. They're showing us that you're going to be able to win actual Earth $2 by finding these eggs somehow, whatever the eggs represent. Look, there's you've got obsidian, maybe you've got snow, you've got, what is that, a coconut skin? It looks like coconut to me. They got all these different textures on all these eggs. I'm going to have to do a different video just to run down all of the egg types, but you can win up to $3,000 in this Easter egg hunt. Now, there's going to be a lot of us that are looking. There's over 300,000 users right now. So there's going to be a lot of competition. So start thinking about your strategy now. That way, as soon as you see the rules, you can adapt and improvise. Okay, guys. So I'm really excited. This is literally going to be the first thing that is similar to gameplay for us. Right now, we've been buying land and selling land. That's more of a marketplace. This Easter egg hunt is going to be strategy and luck and skill, and it's basically the first game inside of Earth 2, in my opinion. Okay, moving forward, at present, we are balancing progress and preparation. We plan to be better prepared for our next 300,000 users, having more streamlined support and withdrawal amongst other things. Once prepared, we will resume promoting Earth 2 on a much larger scale. That means to the moon, to the moon. Game development must continue and will progress in parallel as other systems are improved. There may be larger gaps between Earth 2 announcements as we focus on delivery of features, but if you'd like in between unofficial posts from Shane, then feel free to check the Shane Isaac on Twitter. That's where I've been getting some of my announcements, and you can interact there too with other Earth 2 users as well as Shane. Oh, and Dubai, UAE, yes. The countdown will start within 7 days. So I'm calling it within 14 days, you'll be able to purchase tiles in Dubai. I've been saving my money for it. We're going to unload it all there when it happens. Okay, guys, so please use my code down below so I can get more money to buy tiles in Dubai. You get a 5% discount too when you do, so it's win-win. And just keep an eye out because there's going to be a lot more updates coming, a lot more gameplay coming, and we got to talk about these eggs some more. Talk to you guys later.